Hi everyone. So this is group discussion video number 4, and we are from LEX 2020 Poetry Emotion Group 41. And at first we would like to introduce ourselves, starting from Citra.
Hi, my name is Citra. My name is Muhammad and my number is 187.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Wijuddin. My metric number is 187873.
My name is Lin Jingxian. My metric number is 188073.
My name is Yo Ziyo and my metric number is 187687.
My name is Lee Jinbi and my metric number is 186995.
My name is Ta Yonglin and my metric number is 186933.
My name is Nui Yi and my metric number is 187693.
My name is Sim Hui Si and my metric number is 1x70x7.
My name is Yang Pai and my metric number is 188502.
My name is Lin Zilin, metric number 187680.
My name is Muhammad 0188934.
So in this video we will be discussing about similar stuff. That means we have went back and go through the poems, right? So in this video we will be explain our findings and then share our thoughts regarding on the poems, and perhaps assigning the job score for the next poetry emotion video. So any one of you would like to share your findings? Anyone?
I'd like to share the information that I found about the video. Actually, this video consists of 16 stanzas and each having 2 lines. Don't know you guys notice or not. And actually, every stanza there's slightly different, describes slightly different aspect of the life. And the poem actually did not use any direct form of personification, and the persona used the scenes of the snowflakes fall to show the rate at which the life moves. So like the snowflakes, it looks beautiful but it melt away, and like some friendship, it seems perfect but it does not last long. And for the family also, now we are already keep in touch. So the persona actually described that the life is moving so fast and we often unexpected. So we should appreciate what we have at the moment, include the family, also the friends, and anything that is important for us.
I agree with Yonglin that she said that the life has consists of many unexpected, and so we should appreciate the people around us. For me, I think this poem can be divided into 2 parts. The first part is to describe the scene, and the second part that's meaningful, starting we can see from the bottom, starting from the don't take for granted they will remain. So this is also the sentence that I like the most.
So I agree to VC and Yongli what they say. So actually in this poem you can visualize that someone is either standing outside or looking outside a window, and what he saw is snowflake fall, and he described the snowflake with the friendship and family, so we shall appreciate them whenever they are around with us. So we will never regret if they are passed away or what. So we should always appreciate the people around us. This is the most important things that this poem mentions. So yes, I can see.
As for me, from my understanding of the poem, I find that this poem, Snowflake Falls, tells us to hold and appreciate the family ties, friendship, and also the bondings that appears around us, even if we are with the acquaintances or any other. So we need to hold the bonding tightly, because it may disappear. As the poet described, relationship can turn to dust. So we should not take things for granted, and also need to appreciate the relationship with others. The poet also advised us to appreciate the relationship despite of the falling snowflake, as it disappears very quickly.
Yeah, what I see is almost the same as my friend described just now. Is like the poem has two parts. The first part was describing the author, what he the situation. He was watching the snowflake, and then he recalled the things in the past, such as the friend and the family, and then he want to teach the readers to be appreciate and to be like cherish whatever they have right now, and then do not feel regret when the thing has lost. Yeah, so this is what I see in the poem. How about the others?
Yes, I agree with Zilin about what he talked about the poem, which is the poem has divided into two parts. First part is describe of the scenes, and the second part is about the life of the author of this poem. We can from this poem we can see that the author of the poem is very sad. So even though he saw the beautiful scenes that full of snow, but what he can only think is about the bad things of his life, about his relationship with his family and his friends. Because he didn't maintain the friendship, so the relationship and the friendship has been gone and melted just like the snow. So at the second part of the poem, the author has give advice to all of us that who read the poem about we have to appreciate that what we have and maintain the relationship, and what we get we cannot take for granted, they will remain. That's what I see from this poem.
From this poem, we can all see that it has two parts in it. But what I like to add on is that this poem also portrays, also shows that some things that we're used to can suddenly change and become something different altogether, and it can happen like overnight. For example, like in this poem, we can see that there is a line in which it says, sorry, one second. I washed that blanket made to glistening white, brown earth did fit, and untouched over until dawn. The sun arose, it wasn't gone. So it's trying to say that we might see one relationship as a very strong relationship, and we might see it as something that is going to last a long time. But with one simple change, maybe an argument, a disagreement, it can change the relationship in such a short time. So at the end of the poem, it also says that unlike a snowflake on the ground, we should keep in touch and stay around. So even though we might have our disagreements, our fights, we should always keep in touch and try to make amends and keep the relationship strong, because that's what friends are for, and that's what families are for.
I think I want to add something with Nakib's point, which is everyone tell that this poem is about relationship, people can improve friendships, our bonds with, I think maybe we have bonds with our pets. So I think that despite of all that things, I think the author's missing that with snowflakes also we could have a great time bonding with each other by sitting in the house and what called the fireplace? With the fireplace, because if with that thing like a fire camp, isn't that they are having a great time while having around the campfire, and because of at night they're cold. So like in this poem, it's all about snowflakes. Snowflakes is cold, so when they cold, they have to source of heat. So with that kind of activities, but inside the home, sit inside the home and in front of the fireplace. So I think that's the missing part in this poem.
Yeah, so this one is about snowflake. And since in Indonesia we don't have snowflakes at all, right? We don't have any experience in it. But at least we know how to cycle things. And some part of it we might not understand the meaning behind it because we never experienced it at all. But I think we don't have grasp of it. And I think that snowflake does make a great example for friendship. And it happens that the sauna is in that time that snows, and we just think another event or weather that can represent friendship. I think it's like what is happening now is rain.
Like maybe in Malaysia we don't have snow, but we can think of like an ABC, for example. We have an ABC, we created it into like a beautiful sculpture. For example, you have your decorations, your syrup, and then if you leave it for a while, it can just crumble. Okay? Like it won't last a very long time, but we can do something to preserve it, like put it into a fridge, for example. So you can take a look at it as a relationship. We have a relationship that is strong at start, but if we don't have the effort to make sure that the relationship can stay together for a long time, it can be easily broken down. That could be something that can be implemented in our life.
I agree with you. Like we make ice, right? And we decorate it with mixing syrups. But after the decoration, you don't dry it that way, and you won't be nice as you will paint that time. So yeah, it is a good representation of painting tutorial there.
I agree with all of you. You guys already stated all the points. So yeah, basically this is like a metaphor of using snowflakes. And snowflakes, they just vanish right on it shows that our relationship, they can just go away at any time, and you have to try to preserve it. That's what the author is trying to say. And things like fights or argument with your friends, it's best to actually try to settle things before things may turn out of hands and things cannot be undone and your relationship just goes off. So I think that's what the author is trying to say.
Okay, for me, basically, for the first part of it is about the snowflake, right? So what I understand is snowflake is like since it is falling, like sent out from the sky, so it is like come to the earth as the pictures of our birth lah. So it remind me of like the God cares and then love lah. And then for the second part of it, this poem touched me a lot, especially the family parts, which is like every one of us have family, right? So but not all people have families and also having rough time with family. But for me, family is forever and family always comes first lah. So it touched me a lot, and even though I'm still very young, but I still have the ability to understand what life is really about. So I'm really after reading this, I really thanks that what have been provided to us, like our family, our friends, and anything that is important, we should like appreciate it. Yeah. What about Gigi?
From my perspective, it's basically the same as all of you guys, but what the writer's trying to portray here is, so let's say we already aware that this thing, relationship, it does means a lot, and most of us we already know it. here the poem is actually trying to stress out that people tend to forget what they really have, and then once they forget it, then they will ignore the relationship, and then at last they will feel regret. So the poem here, it covers a lot of relationships in terms, but I think it can be used for things like our belongings, or maybe things that we cherish other than relationship. So that's probably it. And regarding of the videos, so any one of you will have ideas on how we are going to take the video. So previously we have in our previous discussion, right, we already discussed that we can actually have some small sketches for this type of video. So do you guys still think that this is a good idea?
What's the case?
It's more like a storytelling,
Mini drama or something.
short sketches.
If you see like sketches on YouTube, like maybe they different parts, different situations in which you can portray the role. Maybe breaking up, a couple breaking up, best friends. Maybe families having done it. We can make a different idea if someone has a different idea.
Something like the first video, no?
The first-
I mean, the first part.
Yeah.
The sketch, right?
But for this, I think we need a longer sketch for.
Maybe real dialogue.
So, do you prefer to have one long sketch to cover the whole video, or do you prefer to have small sketches in between? That means you can have 3 sketches to make up the whole video.
Actually, I think maybe can have the few sketches will be better because the poem is quite long. And maybe between the sketches, like the first sketch is we can display about the friendship, and then we can put some picture the eyes melt, display that the scenes are like the life is moved on, and now I don't know you guys get it or not, but hope you guys get it. And then the second sketch maybe can have the friendship. Just like I mentioned, it is family, right? Friendship, and maybe family lah. It's just few scenes, and then display how it is.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Maybe we could make like the introduction is we take part of maybe movies, which is the scene is snow is falling, and we shoot the video, which is the video is mute, but behind the video we have our voices. We read the poem, so just acting but without voices. I mean, while we shoot the video we need voices, but when the video editing we remove all the voices.
So you want to lip sync?
No lip sync, but just that's a scene. This is scene, and like I'm agreeing with you in the video. Behind the background sound is our voices reading the poems. You know.
Sorry, I mean that the
Without
whole video
dialogue.
is without any actor, just hand sketching or.
So this mine is a new idea lah.
Sorry, what?
No.
Do you understand?
She's asking,
What she mean
the-
is drawing the.
Oh, drawing.
Oh, you want to
She
draw?
thought of sketches as like
Yeah.
drawing things. No, it's not.
No acting.
It's like acting.
Like drama, like
The drama, short drama.
so drama, and so it's like a sketch, but oh, that's sketch. Okay, alright. Maybe different ideas, sketches. I thought you meant like different skits. But I wanted to ask you guys, if you have different like, sorry, how to say? You want to put multiple stories into one video, or is it just one main story to try and portray the poem? Because
If we can make it a long story, then I think we can take it by one shot. But if not, then I prefer to have several sketches.
Because to me, like, if we make different stories, right, and then put it in one video, we might
Confused.
It's not confused, but we might have maybe different stories might portray different meanings. We might stray away from the main point of the video if you put many videos and many stories.
I think as long it's related to the poem, I think it's okay.
As long as it's bringing out the same message.
So we will need the script writer to help us.
Okay, that's good. That's right. As long as it's with the poem, then it's okay.
So it's okay. We will have several sketches, is it?
So,
Or we decide later on.
I mean, like, are we able to like put multiple stories into like one short video? That's another problem that we have to tackle if we want to do different
Actually,
stories.
we can like deciding whether we want to take a more comedy way of expressing the feelings, or we will take a more sad.
It's about trying to emphasize that we should cherish something before it's gone right. So maybe going comedy might not be the right route, right? We can't really portray it that way.
Okay. So I guess we will be deciding the jobs for now, and for this video, I guess we will need one additional post, which is a script writer, and the rest will be remain the same, just the amount.
Do we need actor?
We don't need actor, we need drawers,
Yeah.
right?
You plan on drawing? I thought we are acting.
Wait,
We don't need
I think
drawers.
it's sketches is now.
Okay. The sketches mean it's like a short drama.
Yeah, I thought you guys were talking
She
about.
misunderstood
I was thinking about that.
Misunderstood just now.
Okay, alright. So it was sketches. Okay.
Yeah, it's sketch.
Okay.
So we need actors, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So I want to ask, several sketches that means have several main character or several
We
sketches
can
with-
reuse the same.
Reuse the main character.
with one main character. I mean.
Depends on how the script. Perhaps if we only have one main character, then we can reuse the main character, or else we can change the main character. It's up to us.
Sketches just means like different stories,
No.
right?
What I mean was one character like this poem lah. The one person recall the past lah. So you can have like sketches with friendship,
Yeah.
sketches with family, and so on. Or different sketches have different main character.
So it's like
So I want to know which one.
It can be either one. I guess.
Depends
It
on
can
what
be
the
either
script
one.
writer decides.
Yeah.
If the script writer
It
thinks
depends
that
on the
it's-
story, how we are going to tell it.
So if we do like, for example, one character, but then I feel sad for that character because he's going through a lot of sad parts in his life. Like one character is facing all these different regrets. for
It
example.
can be lah. It can be.
I think with one that main character have more impact rather than have many short stories.
What do you feel like this character
It's
does
okay,
not know how to
since-
cherish something?
Since the time is almost up, so I guess we will have to decide our job post first. So starting with the post director, anyone would like to hold?
Anyone else would like to try to become a director this time?
I think I want to go with acting.
Acting.
Okay, I think.
So, but we'll start with director
Yeah,
first.
so
then-
Okay.
Anyone would
So what is the
Yeah.
difference between the scriptwriter and the director?
Director, it's more like how while we are video recording it, so the director would direct the actor on how they were supposed to act.
Director has to follow the script.
The script, the script is there, but how they are supposed to act, how it's done, how the camera shot, is up to the director.
Maybe like the characters are not, the actors are not acting the way he wants them to act. So he has to lead, show an example. But the scriptwriter usually has done his job or her job, in which the director should follow it.
Oh,
Script writer is more like writing the story, how the story
Storyline.
goes, how the story goes, and then the director will follow the story and
Guide
then,
the filming section.
But the director can, if he thinks that something should be changed in the story, he can change it if he wants to. So that's no problem. Someone needs to be creative.
anyone.
I think he should be. Yes, there's a lot of ideas. Try it, man. It's okay. Yeah, Ashraf.
Okay. Do we need a co-director? No need, right?
I think because this is guy.
Since we need an additional scriptwriter.
The
So
scriptwriter can be the co-director, right? Because they should be working together.
At the same time.
can be. So who wants to be a scriptwriter? Who have ideas on how to?
Maybe I could take the job.
Scriptwriter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you want to be scriptwriter, okay? So Moise will be scriptwriter, and then we need actors. Actors, plural.
How many?
Huh?
How many? Oh, we choose the actor later.
You need
that-
one more for video editing, and then one for video.
Cameraman.
Oh, narrator as well.
I will be myself being narrator.
Okay.
To be cameraman.
And be another narrator.
Okay, so we have two narrators here, and then one cameraman. Okay, then we need
That's right.
the
Actors, just left the actors and the video editor.
Oh, I'll be the video editor then.
So the rest is actor.
Who
Yeah, sure. I think. How many cameramans do we have?
It already one. I think
One is enough, right? Yeah, one cameraman is enough, and then what was the other roles that we did last time? I forgot. It's like we had actors, we had
Yeah.
cameramans,
Scriptwriter,
right?
director,
We had director and co-director, we
video
had
editor.
narrator, and then we had two video editors, right? Two narrators, right?
yeah, already
Sorry,
two.
That's two.
So the
Just
rest is
actors
just
left.
actor. Yeah.
Okay.
The rest.
A video editor, we have
Video editors, I think one is enough.
one.
It's okay.
So the others are flexible.
The rest will be actors. So if we find that other posts would facing some difficulty, then we can help each other. Can be like versatile. So that will be the end of our discussion for this video. So thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.